Okay, so you were saying that men are more ambitious than women, period.
In general.
Yeah, and I
Not
mean,
all the time.
in my life experience, I've witnessed women being more ambitious than men in quite a few cases. So I just think it depends on the person, but I think it definitely works better when the man is more ambitious than the woman. He respects himself.
In what ways do you see women being more ambitious?
It's cool.
That's important.
I mean, I've been in relationships where I'm the ambitious one, and he emasculates himself, and then I it's hard for me to respect him. So it's just better when the guy is
more educated than him.
I believe so.
Did you earn more than he did?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and women tend to lean on their education as to why they're more ambitious, but you guys got to remember that the education system in itself was designed, right? Sit down, be, control yourself, etc. It's not necessarily a environment for little boys to thrive. It's an environment for little girls to thrive. And the reason why is because the education system, from elementary all the way until high school, indoctrinates you to do what you're told, listen, be quiet, be a nice little slave. It basically sets you up to work.
Employee.
To become an employee.
Yeah.
Work for 40 hours for 40 years, right? Per week, and get 40% of your top 3 years with a pension. Like, the education system in itself is more geared towards women because women are much better at following
instructions.
Not necessarily. It's easier to manipulate them. Does that make sense? So, like, for example, when the mask mandates came out, right? Who's the first ones to put the masks on? It's typically the females. I mean, there were a few rambunctious ones, but the most outspoken people with the pandemic were men. And that's because since the beginning of time, men were okay with pulling out their fucking sword and defending their beliefs with violence. Women don't have that ability. You guys are physically weaker, unfortunately. And I think that represents itself with your biology and how you think as well. So with that said, I get what you're saying. Like, oh yeah, I met women that are more ambitious. Yes, women dominate college attendance. Yes, women in general strive and earn more degrees than men. But if you look, like, men still dominate the blue collar workplace, which you still can make quite a bit of money in that women don't want to go into. So I would say if we're going to use ambition through the education system, for sure, you're correct. But if we're going to use ambition for working hard, doing manual labor that might not necessarily require a college degree, men beat women all day because women don't work these jobs.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not all of them. I've unfortunately dated
none of them. Like 90%.
I've dated some lazy men, unfortunately.
Of course.
And then I've dated
most men are bumps.
More ambitious.
I agree.
I've dated ambitious, and it works better because the man respects himself more. I respect him more, and because so I was just born with ambition, but. Yeah. It's not attractive to men. I mean, not always. It's not like men's ambition is attractive to women.
Yeah. It's not. And most men will never actually admit that like, we don't give a fuck about your career or your ambition or your education. Yeah. We don't give a shit because. How about this? I'll give you an example so girls can understand it. Let's say I told you, I got like an amazing sneaker collection. I got like Jordans from the 90s. I got some fucking Nike Dunks, whatever, and I had like a whole closet, and I collected them, and I just had a bunch of them, and I also had like a bunch of designer belts. Would you care?
No.
Why not?
No.
Tell me precisely why you wouldn't care.
Well, actually, I would kind of be unattracted because I don't want to be with the guy who's obsessed with fashion that much.
Would it be fair to say that that's fairly feminine? To be that involved in fashion?
Yeah, I don't want to be with a man who's having feminine traits.
Pause right here. Feminine. See that feeling of, I don't give a fuck and this is feminine?
Yes.
That's how we feel about ambitious women.
Yeah.
Because my sneakers, my belts, my fashion doesn't actually benefit you.
Right.
Just like your ambition and your money doesn't benefit me.
Yeah.
That's why men don't give a shit about it. And then also, if you add in all the other, traits of ambitious women, they tend to be more argumentative, they tend to be less agreeable, they tend to be they don't have as much time for you because they're pursuing their career.
Well,
it's like I'm dating another dude. Like we don't want to date another dude. What if you were with a guy that took longer than you to get ready every single time? You'd probably start to get annoyed and be like, what the fuck, you bitch? Like, dude, be a guy. That's how we feel about women that are super ambitious. They tend to behave like men, and that's not attractive to us.
Right. So I think the solution, since I'm born with ambition, is to be with someone who's more ambitious. I have to find someone who's like,
which is hard to find sometimes,
who works harder and and it works better because if I'm working on my stuff, he's working even more on his stuff, and so. But it is hard. It's hard to find. Yeah.
But the problem is that when you want a hyper masculine man, hypermasculine men typically tend to be attracted to hyper-feminine women. So what girls don't get, right? And I kind of had this conversation. I've talked about this before with my sister. She's a doctor. You when you're an ambitious woman, you almost shoot yourself in the foot. And the reason why is because what ends up happening is you start to write a check that you can't cash. You make a bunch of money, you're successful, but in doing so, you masculinize yourself. And then the very men that you're competing for don't want you in return because they want a feminine woman. And on top of that, your price point's up. You make $100,000 plus a year. You need a guy that makes that kind of money. The guys that make that kind of money can date a girl that makes $10K per year, and we're happy.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where career women shoot themselves in the foot, and they don't even know it. They think, I'm going to pursue a career, I'm going to make a bunch of money. And this is why I say feminism lies to women. And then they're 30, 40 years old, and they're like, fuck, I'm still single. No guy wants me. What the hell's going on here?
48.
I have a house. I have money. I'm successful. I got a great 401k. Why doesn't a guy want me? Because we don't want another us.
What should we do in the meantime?
Well, it's better when you
She said, what do we
two
do in
have
the meantime?
ambitions.
She said that.
Exactly.
Bare minimum.
I'm sorry?
You
What?
can't wait for what should we do in the meantime?
No,
Just-
for sure. Go to school, get an education. I'm not telling you not to do that, but what I am saying is that, like,
don't rely on it.
don't prioritize that. Like, if you find a man, like I would say, find a man when you're still young and beautiful, because as you get older, it gets harder and harder.
Yep.
I agree.
Ask
I'm
her.
taking my pussy to
It's
the
hard to-
grave, honestly.
Wait, what?
I feel like I'm taking my vagina to the grave.
I mean,
Come on.
it's already been.
I am traumatized with dating.
Oh, okay. You're gonna
Okay,
stay single
that
with me.
makes sense.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
You're gonna stay
okay.
single.
Not that situation. I dated other people after he's passed, but I'm just saying everything that you're talking about right now is stuff that I've dealt with. Not saying OnlyFans is a job to be proud about,
Boy,
but
that's even harder.
you get
Yeah,
true
And you make your own money too.
$300,000 a month. You get what I'm saying? And I've dated people with money, celebrities or whatever,
Wait, 300?
buying them stuff,
300?
you know, doing that, thinking that it's like, you know, at
Helping.
least you don't gotta, you get what I'm saying? Anything happen, at least you got, but no,
Down that
that
chick.
doesn't,
Wait, hold on. $300 a month?
300,000.
1,000.
So you're a millionaire.
Multi.
I made $4 million off of OnlyFans.
And you're
far.
still single? That's crazy.
How
By
much?
choice, though. By choice.
By choice? Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
I've left
proves
every
my
dude I've been
point.
with.
Yeah, that just
Every dude that I've been with,
Yeah.
I've made more money than, or I've had more stuff than, and then it'll be something like he's playing video games. This, I swear to God, this happened. He's playing video games, and I'm setting up a network, you know, writing shows and stuff, and I asked him a question to help me, because I'm about to move him from his house into a condo. This boy flipped out on me. I'm like, you're playing
maybe I
fucking
need to
video games
open
that's
the
not paying
OnlyFans.
your bills.
He's playing Overwatch, man. Fortnite, man. Come on.
And that's when I left him.
He's in the match.
Well,
I'm like,
Was that the guy you were mentioning earlier that you could boss a guy up?
no, I bossed someone up. This is I was trying to boss
Wasn't
him
him.
up, but he
But you know what
we
you're
wasn't
doing though?
connecting.
You're bossing them up to leave you, because it's like at that point they feel insecure because
So
you're
true.
the one with the money.
Well, I
so they
left.
can't be a man.
Right. So
I left,
true.
you're
Yeah.
right. I got bored, and then it's like, you know, when he's up there,
No,
it's
he saw
just-
it coming before you realized it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Do you feel because of your amount of money that you make that it's very hard for you to be submissive in a relationship?
No,
So you
I will do
still
anything
submissive.
for my man.
Yeah,
I know when to
nobody's
shut
getting
up.
what's
I
going
know-
on here.
Yeah.
Because she's successful and because of what she does for a living will make a man uncomfortable. Bottom line, there's no
Double
way
homicide, too.
around that. The other thing too is if when she bosses this person up, when women do a lot for a man, it makes a man weak. It's like he said,
Facts.
you bossing him getting ready for someone else, and he sees that, and he's like, well, once I get my car, once I get me a little bit more money,
I'm gone.
I'm out, and then that way I can be what I wanted to be with you.
What about
With somebody
myself?
else.
Somebody else.
Thank you.
And
That's
that's
why
fine.
when people work, they don't get bossed up. But when the guy drives a girl's car and he drops her off and he hides all her shit and put it in the truck to go pick up another woman to pretend that's his car.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He's feeling like a man. You know, he gonna put incense in it. Bitch don't have incense in it, you know, air fresheners.
Crystals
He gonna
and
put
shit.
the seat back. He open the door for her. And sometimes the girl know it ain't his car. So she'll leave a bracelet or something in there for the other woman to know that the female's been in
I'm
his car.
here.
Exactly.